Welcome to another day of chess class, and today we'll be going over the Noteboom Variation and the Moscow line in it. So it starts out with d4, d5, c4, e6, knight c3, knight f3, dc4, e3, and black tries to hold on with pawn b5, and then we strike with a4. And there's a bit of a problem with this move a4. I'll not say problem, but it just allows black to play bishop b4, which pins the knight. See, since the whole point of putting the knight there was to, obviously if black didn't do nothing about it, we would want to take the pawn, right? That's why we put the knight there, to try to gain the b5 pawn and gain our pawn back. But since the a pawn is moved and pawns can't be pushed backwards, quite simply, it's a nice place for the bishop to be. The bishop simply pins the knight, so that doesn't allow it. So we play bishop d2 to pin it. And then a5, say we take, and obviously black's not going to take back, and let us just take, because if he takes back, then knight can take, and that's just, why would he let us do that? He's just going to play bishop c3, you're going to take, and yeah, white will play b3, trying to break it up, because c takes b3 would be a mistake, because this allows the bishops to be monstrous. This is beautiful for white. Honestly, black has achieved nothing here if he allows this, because this pawn's about to fall. This is disgusting. Black's has nothing to do well with whatsoever. Absolutely counterproductive. Done nothing. It's really bad. So what black does here is he gambits the pawn with bishop b7. And now lines go dc4. You push the pawn up, bc4, push the pawn, and bishop goes back to b2. And now black has two pawns, two passed pawns. White has the bishop pair. So that's quite an interesting dynamic. Not a really sharp position, I feel. Black can just roll these pawns, but you have the bishop pair. So that's kind of the whole point of the Noteboom, is to go into more crazy lines compared to regular Queen's Gambit. Queen's Gambit declined would continue. I guess you could play knight f6, bishop f5, h6, bishop h4, bishop e7, e3, castle, bishop e3, dc4, bishop c4, c5, castle, takes, knight takes, or pawn takes. This is how a regular line would progress, right? But see, you see outside kind of equal. Not dangerous. This position is not dangerous, but here, this position, black is fighting chances have increased because there's more imbalances. Knight d7, bishop d3, knight g to f6, castle, castle, knight d2, knight c5, attacking the bishop, and if you take, the queen will take. So, a little bit of tactics here. Bishop goes drag, knight swings over, f3, trade, queen to c7, attacking the pawn, let's see what. Another tactic here, just full tactics actually. There's a queen takes, you lose the queen, discovered. So rook f8, now bishop has to drop back to d1, black can play h6, push the pawn, knight d7, e4, and this is just the continuation, this is sample continuation. Going back, there's actually a trap that Grandmaster Benjamin Feingold was talking about. He said he used it for 40 years, and I bet some of you guys know exactly what this trap is about. Instead of putting the knight on f3, it's very important not to put the knight on f3 in this trap. Play bishop to f4, and if they tried to play d takes c4 and play it like a regular Noteboom, so e3, b5, a4, bishop b4, trade, and yeah, queen f3, and there's a similar trap in the Queen's Gambit, accepted for the queen's on f3, and this rook is hanging. Except now there's queen d5, but then queen g3, and now this rook's trapped, or this knight's gone. And this is just plus 1.6. Simply, white's winning. I'll show you a simple, this is a similar thing. So it's like, here, 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 what was it? It was it was c6, take, queen f3, and now he has to give up the knight. And play goes from here. That's the similar trap in Queen's Gambit accepted, where the queen's also on f3 and that rook's threatened. Except black can't play queen d5 here because that would hang the queen. So, anyways, we can go into the Moscow, where instead of doing all that, black plays knight f6, knight f3, bishop to g5, similar to the regular line, h6, and now you take. So white gave up the bishop pair, Bishop d3, knight d7, bishop d3, there. Bishop pair, but white has a leading duel because this bishop is kind of disgusting. And now we'll be going in our game between Magnus Carlsen and Vasily Topalov in the third Norway chess in 2015. So the reason I wanted to show only 15 moves of this game is to highlight that these lines actually get played by people. It's not just some obscure line. The Noteboom's pretty popular. So game starts out with d4, d5, c4, c6, knight to f3, knight to f6, knight c3, e6, bishop g5, h6, bishop takes f6, queen takes f6, e3, knight to d7. This is exactly what we learned. Exactly the Moscow line. Rook to c1, g6, bishop b2, g7, taking. And now Magnus plays quite an interesting move. Plays b4 to strike at the pawn structure. Honestly, it felt this move was kind of natural at first because it just weakens this knight for no reason and pretty powerful. But I think he's trying to go b5 and try to heckle at pawn black's structure, try to break away at it. And then plays a6, a4. Sorry, that was b4, a4. Castles, a5. Exactly what it meant. Queen to d6, castles. And it's kind of a unique position because there's no pawns on the a file. No clue what the heck this is doing there, just trying to attack a pawn. Pretty unique because the pawn's all the way on b5. Let's see, white's pawn structure is all connected in one line. Black is kind of to island. Black's bishop is not yet developed. Hopefully he plays knight f6 and bishop. Get the bishop out some way. White's pieces are developed, but bishop's also alright. So overall, this is I'd say it's a pretty imbalanced position. Because rook's amazing file. This file is amazing for the rook. And computer is suggesting rook d8. So there's a lot of imbalances in position. Like this bishop is being blocked by these pawns. This pawn being all the way on b5. This goes to show that these lines can get pretty sharp. And it's not really like the Queen's Gambit decline. Where it's like, a lot of people say it's boring. But that's just their personal opinion. I honestly think for white, the Queen's Gambit declined is a great option. So this kind of shows that Noteboom just wants to spice things up. And I hope you all enjoyed watching this video.